You are not small. You are not late. You are not alone. You are the universe, pretending to be a person for a while. Now let me explain something I didn't understand until I was nearly 50. I'm going to speak to you today not as a guru, not as a motivational speaker, but as a man who has lived long enough to be humbled. I've buried friends. I've lost money. I've rebuilt from zero. I've sat alone in rooms where the silence felt heavier than any failure. And in those moments, I used to believe something that many of you believe right now, that I was alone in this universe, that I was just a temporary visitor on a spinning rock, trying to survive. But one night, years ago, sitting by the ocean, something shifted in me. I was watching the waves. Each wave looked separate. Each one rose differently. Each one fell differently. But suddenly, I realized not one wave was separate from the ocean. Not one. The wave is not in the ocean. The wave is something the ocean is doing. And that night, I understood something that changed my life. You are not a lonely visitor in this universe. You are something the universe is doing. Let that settle. You are the Big Bang, the original force of the universe, coming on as whoever you are. You, with your fears, with your doubts, with your insecurities, with your unfinished dreams. You are not an accident. You are an event. When you feel lonely, it's because you believe you are a wave, separate from the ocean. When you feel insignificant, it's because you forgot you are made of the same atoms as stars. Think about that. The iron in your blood was forged in collapsing stars billions of years ago. The oxygen in your lungs was created in cosmic explosions. You are not in the universe. The universe is in you. And if that is true, and science confirms it is, then how can you ever truly be alone? Loneliness is not the absence of people. It is the illusion of separation. For most of my life, I chased connection, approval, recognition, validation. I thought if enough people admired me, I would finally feel whole. But wholeness doesn't come from being seen. It comes from realizing you were never separate to begin with. The same force that moves galaxies is beating your heart right now, without your permission, without your effort. You don't command your heart to beat. You don't consciously digest your food. Life is living you. And when I understood that, something heavy fell off my shoulders. I stopped trying to prove my existence, because existence was already proving itself through me. I remember a specific night. I had just failed in a business venture that took 5 years of my life. Savings gone, reputation bruised, friends quietly distancing themselves. I sat alone in my car at 2 a.m. and I asked the question so many men are afraid to admit they ask, does any of this matter? I felt small, insignificant, replaceable, and then I looked up. The sky was clear, stars everywhere, and I had this overwhelming realization. Those stars were not out there. They were part of the same unfolding reality that produced me. If the universe can create stars, black holes, galaxies, do you really think it accidentally produced you without purpose? No. You are the universe exploring itself. You are the ocean expressing itself as a wave. You are the Big Bang, the original force of the universe, coming on as whoever you are. And when you understand that, you stop shrinking yourself. You stop apologizing for existing. You stop thinking you have to compete for space, because space itself is expressing through you. Now let me tell you the second lesson that took me decades to learn. The present moment is the only reality that exists. Everything else is memory or imagination. But most people live their entire lives somewhere that doesn't exist, either replaying the past or rehearsing the future. It's like trying to drive a car while staring only in the rearview mirror. You might move forward, but eventually you crash. I've done it. I've replayed arguments from 10 years ago as if they were happening now. I've lost sleep over conversations that never even occurred. I've postponed joy, waiting for the right time. Let me tell you something from experience. The right time never announces itself. Life is not waiting to begin. It is happening right now. Today is all you have. Make the most of it. Not next year. Not when you feel confident. Not when you have more money. Now. When I turned 50, something changed in me. I started counting time differently. Not in years, in moments. How many dinners left with my parents? How many times will my friends and I laugh like we used to? How many sunsets will I see without checking my phone? When you realize time is not guaranteed, presence becomes sacred. The present moment is not a stepping stone to life. It is life. Every hug, every breath, every chance to say, I love you. Every opportunity to begin again. You cannot fix yesterday. You cannot control tomorrow, but you can act today. And today is powerful. I once had a friend who always said, someday I'll start the business. Someday I'll travel. Someday I'll tell her how I feel. Someday I'll take care of my health. He was brilliant, talented, kind, but he lived in the future, and the future never came. A minor health issue turned serious. Regret showed up before opportunity did. And one day, he told me something I'll never forget. I kept waiting for life to start. I didn't realize I was already in it. Don't make that mistake. Stop waiting. Stop preparing to live. Live. Call the person. Start the project. Take the walk. Have the conversation. Forgive yourself. You are not here to rehearse. You are here to experience. It's one thing to understand that you are connected to the universe. It's another to live like it. It's one thing to hear that the present moment matters. It's another to protect it fiercely. So here's the integration. When you realize you are not separate, fear begins to loosen. When you live in the present, regret begins to dissolve. Together, they create freedom. You stop asking, what will people think? And you start asking, what does this moment require of me? You stop saying, I'll be happy when, and you start saying, I choose to be present now. That shift changes everything. If something in this message stirred you, if you felt even a small shift in how you see yourself, don't let it fade when this video ends. Do one thing today that honors your connection to this universe. And do one thing today that proves you are no longer waiting. Call someone you love. Start the dream you've postponed. Forgive yourself for something you've been carrying, because today is all you have. Make the most of it. You are not separate. You are not small. You are not late. You are the universe unfolding in real time. And the moment to awaken to that truth is now.